Today, Girl Scouts is the largest organization for girls in the world. Their mission is to build girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place. Girl Scouting provides girls with opportunities for fun and friendship while fostering the development of leadership skills and self-esteem.
I knew about Girl Scouting, but I also knew that there were no black troops. And I was in 7th grade when the troops were established. And I did not know about Miss Bailey's part in all of this at that particular time.
Sarah Randolph Bailey was a woman who touched the lives of everyone she met. Born in Milledgeville in 1885 to freed slaves, her formative years took place during a time when education of black children was not considered a necessity. At the age of 6, her family moved to Macon, and Sarah entered 3rd grade at Ballard Normal School.
At that time, there was no public education very much for blacks, and the American Association was a group of white philanthropists who built schools in the South and sent these very well educated, I guess you would say, missionary teachers in to teach.
Sarah graduated first in her class in 1901, and she took the Bibb County Teacher's Examination. In 1902, she received her first teaching appointment, 3 students at Black Creek School in Milledgeville.
When I started teaching, I was assigned to the school where Miss Bailey taught, so I worked there with her for 5 years.
Also during this time, Sarah married her childhood sweetheart, Robert Bailey. They had known each other since 4th grade, and together they adopted a daughter, Dorothy, to complete their family.
She didn't have any biological children, but she did have the grandchildren, adopted, if you will, and she had the Girl Scouts and Brownies, and that was her family.
Sarah Bailey held education in high esteem, both in the classroom and in day-to-day life. She gave her time and resources to teach children and adults, but her greatest passion was the Girl Scouts. Laws in Georgia did not allow the organization of black Girl Scout troops until the 1940s, but Sarah Bailey was determined to bring the benefits of scouting to the girls in her community and school.
I just think that Miss Bailey felt that there was a need. There was nothing much that girls could do.
I'm sure she faced some opposition. There's a hurdle, even when things are going smoothly. So I'm sure that whenever she went to make her claims to do certain things, that people just didn't want to turn her away because she was so devoted and so sincere.
She was a little lady with a soft-speaking voice, thought that the black girls should be Girl Scouts. And she took it upon herself to get involved with the girls, and she made a way for a lot of us.
Our opportunities were limited, and Ms. Bailey provided opportunities for us that we wouldn't have otherwise had in the growth and development of young ladies of quality. And I believe that I was a product of that.
For her efforts as a troop, district, and council leader and camp director from 1948 through 1955, Sarah Bailey received the Thanks Badge. This is the highest award bestowed upon adult workers in Girl Scouting. A permanent campsite opened in 1959, and 2 years later it was dedicated Camp Sarah Bailey.
We all went out and helped set up things just before camp would start, and the workers would come out, and before we had our cabins out there, they would come out, and we would cook hot dogs and pork and beans and feed the workers.
I was coming up the hill from the lake after the girls, and I had come out of swimming. I just break off a twig and stick it in my mouth. Miss Bailey came to me and she said, "Marilyn, are you familiar with poison ivy? That's what you have in your mouth."
I never saw her raise her voice at a student or at anybody. She was a poised, reserved, cultured woman, the epitome of womanhood. She was just that type person. We all loved her very much.
Sarah Bailey passed away in 1972. In 1994, the Girl Scout Center in Macon was renamed the Sarah Bailey Service Center to honor her for generations to come.
She was a good neighbor, she was a good friend, and she gave us a road to follow as we grew. And I believe that I'm a better person for having known Miss Bailey.
everybody wanted to be like Miss Bailey, and her opinion really counts.
She was the epitome of a lady. As hard as I have tried, I have never reached that status, but I still think about her in that sense, and I miss her. I really miss her.